I don't know why it's always been like this for me, but it's always been easy for me to gain weight and very difficult for me to lose weight. But one thing I know for sure is that I've never given up. Come with me on my most recent weight loss journey.
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
I'm recording this segment on September the 26th, 2024, but my weight loss journey really started on September the 21st, 2024. Why? Because that's the day that I was brave enough to step on the scale. Now, don't get me wrong. I've been stepping on the scale all year, all of 2024. And I've seen myself gain weight, lose weight, stay stagnant, right? And then recently, I feel like I'm gaining. So I was afraid to get on the scale until the 21st. I figured Belize's Independence Day was just as good a day as any to get on the scale. And look what it said. Oh God. So this is what we're using, okay? Thank you, Jesus, I didn't get on the talking scale, right? So I was like, oh, no, not 190s again, guys. So I started to like prepare my mindset that I was gonna do something, and I was gonna do something drastic. So I decided to do the military diet, or the 3-day diet. Joe did it with me. Ta-da, Joe. Say hello, babe.
Hello, people. How you guys doing?
Thank you for doing it with me, babe, because it made it easier, right? He did it to be a great support system, and I really appreciate it. And Joe has been like this our entire marriage. You've always done some kind of eating plan with me, just as a support, right?
But the problem is, I do the diet when I left me weak.
So he lost 3.5 pounds, right? He went from 180.5 to 177 even. I went from 193.6 to 189.4, I think. So 4.2 pounds. And that has really motivated me to continue, because I know some of that is water loss. All of that's not pounds, okay? So it motivated me. So on the 21st, I took my measurement. I'm so sorry that this part's blurry for the waist, because I didn't realize the stupid camera was blurry, but I did write it down. It's 38.5, and I did say it on the camera. And I'm gonna go ahead and measure my waist. I love this tape measure because it has this plastic thing right here. And so you can pull it, it's not too tight, see? And whatever it reads here is what it is. So this says 38.5 for my waist. And then my hips, let me get this book out of the way, I'm ready. My hips is 48. All right, guys, 48 for the hips. This is why I always look proportionate even when I'm heavier or smaller, because my hips are always 10 to 12 less than my waist. Okay. So then the bust, I'm gonna do something that I never do, and I'm gonna do this belly part too, okay? The bust is 43, is it half? The bust is 43.5. That's 46.5. You guys, let me tell you something. That camera that I taped that segment on, the, what do you call the thing? The clock and the calendar and stuff was messing up. The date and time was messing up. And I constantly had to like reset it. And that day it messed up again. And look what it says. Okay, so the arm is 16.5. This is the right arm. 1979. The camera wasn't even made till like 2019. I'm like, what? 1979, December 31st, 19. Ooh, somebody go buy that in the lottery, right? Anyways, I wrote down everything, all my measurement. Then we did the 3-day diet from the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Today's the 26th. And I measured again. I only lost an inch off of my waist, and I think an inch off of my bust, and then an inch off of my arm, or no, half inch off of one of my arm, the biggest arm. My left arm is always the biggest arm, and I don't know why, because I'm not left-handed. So I have that there, all right? So I'm showing you guys right now that the date is accurate, because the date is only what we set the camera on. But I'm showing you guys that we got the fridge the day before. Take a look, take a look. The time is 10:34 on Thursday, September 26th. You know that that's the date because that's when I got the fridge, right? I got the fridge on the 25th. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what I weighed this morning. 189.2. I'm silly, right? I have to show them evidence because so many people in YouTube lie about the date. I really feel like Nicocado Avocado lied about all the dates of everything that he did with his weight loss. I still want to know what the heck he did for his weight loss, right? So we're going to continue this journey for the next 39 days. Well, I am. I don't know about Joe. Are you on board?
Off and on.
Off and on. Okay, he doesn't have a, like, you want to be what, 175? right? Okay, so he doesn't have a lot to go. So I'm going to continue this journey for the next 39 days from now till Halloween. And we're going to see what I lose. Along the way, I'll show you snippets here and there of what I'm eating. And my workout's always going to be riding the bike or walking. I'm going to try to incorporate weights, but I think I'm going to start doing stuff with my body first, like sit on the coffee table and do the crunches and, you know, like that girl was showing, Fumi de Salud, I can't say her name. She showed us how to do that stuff. I'm going to do stuff like that first. Honestly, I'm going to do it, guys. And Joe had every reason to laugh when I talked about weights or resistance training because he knew I wasn't going to do any of that. I do that best when I'm at the gym, and I don't have a gym membership right now, but I will have to create a mindset to do some type of resistance training here at the house because that's how you burn the fat. No, the cardio is great because it's good for the heart and you burn calories. So if you're eating 1,200 calories a day and you burn 200 calories that day, you can eat 1,400 calories and still lose weight. But I didn't do any of that. When I created a deficit by doing cardio, I kept that deficit because I really wanted to lose the weight, right? So we would go ride on the bike trail. If we went east, we would go 6 miles round trip. We did that during the week because traffic is better that way. On the weekend, traffic kind of dies down going west, so we'd go that way. We'd go 7 miles round trip, and then in the evening time, if we walked, we'd walk 2 miles. There were times when we did both in one day, riding and walking, and that's because we maybe skipped a day because we had to go to LA or something, or maybe life got in the way. You never want to skip more than 2 days in a row though, okay? Because you're going to fall into a pattern of not working out. So let's get into what I ate. For breakfast, I would mostly do boiled egg. And I would slice it up and sprinkle some Celtic sea salt on the top and eat it with some form of grain and a fruit. The grain can be a slice of white bread, toasted or untoasted, for me because I don't do well with the multigrain stuff. Now and again I will do multigrain crackers because it's only 3 and I did that maybe twice in the last 40 days with the egg, all right? Sometimes we do flour tortillas. And I told you guys in a prior video that normally the flour tortilla, the dough would be this big and we'd get 3 pieces from 1 cup of flour. And this is 232 calories if you do it like this. So I would split this in half and me and Joe would eat half and half, and that became 116 calories for the flour tortilla. And I didn't eat any butter on it, which is hard for me because I love butter. So let's get into what else I ate for breakfast. If I did egg over easy, I would cook it in half a teaspoon of butter because my pans have already lost their non-stickness, right? So I would do the egg with either a slice of white bread, toasted or untoasted, and I make the bread from scratch. I would do cereal, half a cup of multigrain cereal, half a cup of lactose-free milk along with my fruit, right? I never really did the saltine crackers except for when I did the military diet at the start of this whole eating thing. This is my Belizean Creole bun, and it's the heavy one with brown sugar. I know what the calories are. This is a little piece of baguette. The white bread, this is what I ate a lot of, white bread or the baguette, with a tablespoon of peanut butter for breakfast. And I only did a tablespoon because peanut butter is high in calories. 2 tablespoons is 190 calories. So let me freeze this right here for you guys. One breakfast would be the cereal with the milk and the fruit. Next one would be the egg and the bread. The next one, well, I just showed you in the plate in the back that you can have the crackers or the Creole bun. I'm Belizean, so I'm doing the Belizean stuff too, right? On the right, you can see the multigrain crackers with the egg. And then, of course, my most favorite breakfast is some type of bread with peanut butter and the fruit. It's easy. It's like 232 calories and you're done, because I like to save my calories for the lunch and the dinner because sometimes I might want a treat with the dinner meal. All right, so lunch and dinner was basically the same. 3 ounces of some type of meat and then a serving of grain. I don't say carb because some vegetables are carb. It's grain. All right, so rice or beans or potato, you know, some type of grain. All right, so this first one coming up is roast beef that Joe did in the pressure cooker, and I did those little potatoes because they're 70 calories, a garden salad with no dressing. This is chicken nuggets, and yes, it's deep fried in oil, but I only did that 1 time in the past 40 days. So then the garden salad, no dressing, and a 1/3 cup of white rice cooked plain, nothing in the white rice. This is split peas, white rice, and rotisserie chicken, and a garden salad. And let me tell you how I was able to eat the split peas, because split peas, I would like to eat a bowl of it like a soup, right? But that's a lot of calories because it's all carb. So I measured 2 tablespoons of split peas and 2 tablespoons of white rice because it's a 1/3 cup for the grain. And so if you split a 1/3 cup into 2, it's like 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons. So I just did 2 tablespoons plus 2 tablespoons. And I was able to enjoy my beautiful split peas. And I don't eat pigtail, so whatever. Joe ate the pigtail, right? Another dish was fish stew, right? And that's salmon with coconut milk, and the vegetable was okra. Then I did a lot of stir fry. So stir fry shrimp with white rice, stir fry chicken with white rice, right? And on several occasions, I would make my powder buns from the powder bun dry mix. And instead of getting 4, I would get 8. And I would still cut one of the 8 in half so I can enjoy the powder bun without any guilt. All right. So now let's get into inches. So when I started, my waist was at, this is before I did the 3 days of the military diet. My waist was at 38.5. It's now 36.5. So I lost 2 inches on the waist. I lost only half an inch on the hip. The hip was 48 and now it's 47.5. On the bust, I lost 2 inches. Why? On my belly, I said I was going to measure my belly here because I don't hold the fat in the upper belly. I hold the fat in the lower belly. And so I lost 1 inch on that. 0 on the right arm, ½ inch on the left arm. ½ inch on the right thigh, 2 whole inches on the left thigh, but the left thigh was way bigger than the right. I don't know why it was that much bigger. So now they're even, they're the same. So now I'm proportionate again. I don't know what was, maybe I was having inflammation that day or something. And then the right calf, 0, the left calf, ½, and the neck, ½. And then you guys saw earlier in the video that I started at 193.5. I was at 195 in 2021. Then I did my healthy eating, right? And I got down to 169. So that's my goal right now, is the 169. And then my bigger goal is 150. But let me show you. I wanted to lose 10 pounds. I wanted to go to 183.5, but I didn't make it. But take a look at what I did. 184.2 is not bad. I'm 7 ounces too much. 7 ounces shy of what I needed to do the 10 pounds. So in 5 weeks, I lost almost 10 pounds. So 9.3, I'm not going to round up. So 9.3 pounds. So that's about 1.75 pounds maybe a week, right? I'm okay with that. I'm truly okay with that. So today is Halloween. So in 3 weeks, it's going to be Thanksgiving. And I want to weigh again maybe the Tuesday or the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I would love to lose another 3 to 6 pounds. You know, if it's like almost 2 pounds a week, right? So 3 to 6 pounds between now and the Tuesday or Wednesday before Thanksgiving is my new goal. And that's how I'm going to set my goals a little bit at a time. I can't cry over the fact that I had gained all that weight back. I can only move forward and say, I'm doing it and I'm never going to gain the weight back again. That's all I can do. And so then after Thanksgiving, we'll set a goal for maybe Christmas. And I know it's the holiday season and everybody wants to do their eggnog and eat all the cakes and everything. And I'll do my cakes and stuff, but I'll eat slivers. I know, let me show you. First of all, I was writing things down for Joe and me, right? And then halfway through, I stopped writing for Joe because he got away from me. And I just said, I'm gonna put on my mask and breathe for me. So on Joe's birthday on October the 12th, we did eat a lot of calories because we went to Boiling World. So, see? Breakfast was a ½ cup of cereal, ½ cup of milk, 1 cup of watermelon, and we went to lunch and I didn't write nothing more because I didn't want to know. I think it was like 1,800 calories. And then I wrote my stuff again the next day because I wanted to get right back on the horse, right? So when we went to, when we did the pot pie is high in calories, 512 for that one pot pie that I did a video on. And so I really had to make the breakfast small, make the dinner small. You're going to have to do what you have to do to stay within the caloric confines, right? So the last one I wrote down was October 29th. Why? Because we had a slice of pizza at Costco for lunch. Our water heater went out. We had to go buy one in LA. And we had to stop at Costco on the way back for lunch because that's the cheapest lunch. And we got pizza instead of the hot dog. And I cut the pizza straight in half. And I only ate half of that slice, which was 300 calories. But I still had to factor that in to see what I could eat for dinner. So I'm getting to the point now where I don't really need to write down what I'm eating unless I see that I'm eating something high in calorie. And then, of course, I'll write it down and make sure I don't go over the 1,200 calories for the day. Where did I get this 1,200 calorie thing from? Jenny Craig. When I used to go to Jenny Craig back in olden days, that's what she puts you on when you come in there and you start your program. She'll put you on 1,200 calories for the first half of the weight that you need to lose. Then she'll put you on less calories to shake you up for like 2 weeks, then put you back on 1,200 calories. Nutrisystem, it's all the same thing. They all count calories. Richard Simmons used to count the calories in that Deal a Meal thing. Weight Watchers is counting calories. They just do the points. You know, they know how many calories are in those points and stuff like that. I'm really happy with what I'm doing because I'm basically doing my Healthie Selfie plan that I'm selling here at the page, and because of the way I'm setting up the meals. But I'm also counting the calories to make sure that I'm not going above 1,200 calories. So are you gonna join me?
This is the Beth Andrews Show.
if you're gonna start the plan, guys, let me know if you want me to share any of this information with you. I've sat down with some of my recipes and took them apart and figured out the calories in the recipes and how to cut them in half, not by changing the ingredients, but just by changing the serving size. Okay, so I have it for flour tortilla. I already told you, cut it into 6 instead of 3. My book says 3, right? Cut it into 6. And just a little fun fact, my mom's yeast cake appears in this book for 20 rolls, in this book with 5 rolls, and in this book with 2 rolls. That's the only recipe that I've put in all 3 books, and you guys didn't even notice. So one of those rolls is 588 calories. Cut it in half, it's 294. It's still a lot. I'm gonna have to eat that on a day when I just can't eat nothing else. So I have for baguette, I have for light cake, Belizean light cake or milk cake, right? Bread pudding. My hamburger buns from my bread book, Belizean Creole bread, Belizean Creole bun, the light one and the heavy one. I have for garnaches, for panades. I have the calories for all that stuff, but you guys will have to let me know if you want it or not.